refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Applied myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss.
Patriots were going to make the playoffs. It didn't end so well for you, brother.
If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool.
You fell asleep at the trade deadline when we had a trade to get Kyle Lowry out of here.
They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me keep on running toes. They gonna take
this is what we got to tell.
Every fan doing this.
I felt it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
All right. Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. I am your host, Davey Dollars. David, you can call me whatever you want, but I am Mr. Doghouse himself, also a part of the Big Three in the R2L with Joe and Tomo, Mr. in the red corner. I have two guys with me here today, my brothers, Teddy and Tony, here to talk about the Pats for this upcoming NFL season. What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, Dave? How we doing, man?
I'm great.
What's going on, fellas? You know, just here to be honest.
Yep. It's gonna be interesting to see what you guys have to say about your New England Patriots. You know, this is going to be your first season without Bill Belichick, so it's going to be interesting to see how that happens with that.
Yeah, actually, probably may have been our second or third year without him.
Realistically.
But man, it's gonna be interesting to see what these guys have to say. We got just 4 topics today. Definitely, I know it's 9:30 at night, but we appreciate everyone that's tuned in right now. Shout out to Big O. We here, you know, he's a Cowboys fan, so that's why he got the blue and white heart in the Cowboys. You can say that a little louder, Teddy.
Boo.
That's a lot better. But yeah, before we get started, we are live right now on YouTube and Facebook. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment on each, especially for each topic. I mean, what are your thoughts about what they have to say about the Pats? What do you think is going to happen with the Pats? You know, they've had some really good, interesting things that happen this offseason. Training camp is now here. The schedules are already out. So we gonna get right into it, man. I mean, even though it is Tuesday night, you know, we normally do the show 2.5 hours earlier, but you know, we gotta make it right for the guys that are able to talk. So, you know, this is their team. We wanted to make sure that they were here to talk about them. And you know, while we're here, we might as well just go ahead and turn up.
Turn me up.
Other than that, enjoy the show.
Not sure we can say that all year long.
Oh, man.
Let's go ahead and get started. So, as I said before, it is now the off season. It's training camp now, actually. Off season is pretty much gone. But training camp is here. You know, the very first NFL game will be Thursday, the Hall of Fame game. But we're here to talk about the Patriots. Guys, what are you giving the Pats for their offseason? What grade are you giving? Teddy, I'm going to start with you.
I'm gonna give him a C plus. And that's probably being generous. Just because they didn't really do anything. They just re-signed guys. I mean, they brought on like Antonio Gibson, which is on the non-injury list. So I don't know how long he's going to be out. It was a good thing they drafted Drake May. That was huge. You guys know how I feel about him, so that's another reason why it's a C plus. But yeah, I'm gonna go with a C plus.
All right, Tony. I see you made some faces. What's your offseason grade?
I actually think it's a lot higher than what Teddy's talking about. I give them probably about an A minus around that thing there. And the only reason why I say that is because they brought back pieces that they need to bring back, right? Although you may say they just re-signed people, they re-signed some pretty important people. Michael out there at tackle, signed Duggar back. Some of those guys they signed back are important pieces, especially for having a young quarterback. You really need to shore up the offensive line. You need to make sure that the defense is there to play well, which I think is going to be a fairly good defense. The Barmore injury kind of hampers that a little bit, but I still think that overall they'll be a pretty good team. I mean, you got to if you look at the entire off season, Teddy, you have to look at not only that but the draft picks also. The draft picks were pretty decent. We got some people who I didn't expect for us to get. At that time. Coming in there and getting Polk out of Washington. Getting Baker out of UCF. Those are two big picks. I think the surprise sleeper for them is actually going to be Joe Milton. He's actually having a pretty good camp. Most people don't really that looking at that, but he's actually having a really good camp. Could they keep 3 quarterbacks this year instead of keeping 2? But I think that well, I'll say that for bold predictions, but I think that this is going to be the offseason is going to make us have a better season than most people are predicting to have, barring injuries. But they are injuries, a few injuries away from this being a disaster season.
That is true. Glad that you guys kind of brought up the offseason and some of the moves. I kind of want to just go over some of the names that you guys had signed this offseason. He already mentioned Antonio Gibson. You signed Austin Hooper, who helps out at tight end as far as the depth piece. Mm-hmm. You signed Jalen Reagor to a minimum 1-year contract, so that's at least some depth at wide receiver. We know the story about Jalen Reagor being taken before a certain wide receiver, so you got that. You bring Hunter Henry back. Kendrick Bourne is coming back. You gave him a 3-year deal, and I love Kendrick Bourne. I think he's a really good piece for you guys. He has been for the last few seasons. Of course, he got injured last year, so he's coming back healthy. KJ Osborne, give him a year deal. He used to be with the Vikings, so that I feel like that was a pretty good piece. Josh Uche, another guy, another DN, not too bad. And for me, I think the biggest piece to me, just because of what you have of what you drafted, is bringing back Jacoby Brissett. You got a guy who's used to New England, and you can have him come in and step in for a little bit to get Drake May ready if he's not the starter, and you pretty much can just allow him to be the guy to help to study, to teach, because Jacoby Brissett is a really good vet in this league right now. He's a capable starter, being able to get you some wins here and there. I mean, you don't look at him as your franchise quarterback, but he's not. That's not what he signed there for. You drafted your franchise quarterback. You drafted Drake May out of North Carolina. And I feel like those moves were really good. And then the biggest moves of them all, when it comes to the entirety of the team, was giving the head coach position to Gerard Mayo. A guy who's been in New England for a very long time. He was drafted there. You can say he's a Belichick guy, but he's coming in to run the system the way he wants to this time. Of course, he's Bill Belichick gone. So I think this offseason is going to be pretty interesting, and I really like that move because it reminds me of the other move with the guy that went down in Texas. You know, the guy that used to be our defensive coordinator, and he went and got CJ Stroud and that team had got bolstered. So
You got two of them, right? I mean, you got two defensive coordinators that had that. You know, you got the one in New York, and you got the other one over the other side too. So I mean, you have both of them. Now I didn't mean to cut you off, but you know, I think the biggest signing for New England wasn't even a player. All right, it wasn't a player. It was actually Alex. Alex was probably the best signing that they had for them. The way he ran an offense in Cleveland kind of shows you, kind of gives you almost a blueprint of what he's going to try to do with Drake. You know what I'm saying? And I do think that looking at the receiving core, that receiving core is probably built more for Drake May versus being built for Jacoby Brissett. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think of what there's a lot of speed on that. There's a lot of speed on that offense with the receivers. So you got to get somebody that can get the ball down the field to them, and also someone that's athletic enough to get out. Not saying that Jacoby's not athletic, but he doesn't really shown that he's tried to, especially after that first rookie season with New England when he went, I think it was like 3-1, I believe it was. He's never really shown athleticism as a quarterback. He can move around a little bit, you know, but he's very much a Brady style quarterback. He's going to try to be in the pocket. He's going to try to deliver the ball on time. But if that offensive line doesn't hold up for him, he's not going to be effective. You saw that in Indianapolis when he was there. So you'll see, you know, you'll at the offseason, a lot of the picks, they really wanted to load up a receiver. So that lets me know that they're going to probably going to run a lot of single back sets with what they have there, right? Ramondre can handle that. So we'll see how that works out. You know, I'm pretty sure that you'll see some five wide sets, you know, because he tried to do that in Cleveland, but he didn't really have the receiving core to do that. But look at the receivers we have; he'll be able to do that. So, I mean, I'm pessimistic about the season because, you know, first year quarterback, but I think that you know, I do think that you know, this is the beginning of a rebuild. Although we've been rebuilding for a while. No one wanted to admit it. I didn't either. But it's a rebuilding thing for them. But we'll see what happens. You know, first year head coach. We'll see what decisions he makes.
Yeah, I think one thing that we haven't mentioned is Matthew Judon. They need to figure that out because today he didn't practice. Jerron Mayo went up to him. They had a little conversation, and then Judon walked out of practice. So
yeah, I don't. So here's my thing. I think they'll figure that out. They're not going to trade him. Like his value right now, I don't know if they're going to trade him because they're going to want a lot back for him. You know what I'm saying? Even with the injury, he's still pretty decent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if you know teams are going to compensate New England for what they're going to probably ask for. However, we do have enough money to restructure his contract to give him what he needs. So I don't think, and I think that it was smart for them to do some of the things they did, some of the moves they did. Most people were like, oh, they had all this money, they didn't spend it. Well, just like the Patriots have always done, when they were winning, they always hold money in the chest, right, for situations like this. Yep. So I don't think the Matthew situation, and even if they trade him, I mean, they're going to get something back for him. You know what I'm saying? Although we're the reverse Cleveland Browns right now. Apparently, we're the farm team right now. We'll see what happens though.
Yeah, this is what the Patriots are doing. Putting that money in the pocket. $43 million in cap space. They're being
but they've spent money wisely, right?
Yeah,
you don't want to go out there and do some of the things you want to do, right? Now there's an angry receiver down there, and anyway, but they don't need receivers, right? They don't need receivers. They'll pay him, and I think that they are. Y'all got the bread. Pay him. I think
It's the fact that he did it 5 times. He said it 5 times.
What's that?
He said, "Look, I'm gonna pop him up."
He
every
said
single
it
time.
like 5 times. I think Joe wants
These
us
are
to
all
wow.
different ones.
I think
wow.
he wants
These
us
are all
to pay him.
different ones.
That's funny. But yeah, they got money, but I think the one thing that they don't want to do is do what Belichick did a few years ago, where he spent all this money on players and it didn't pan out. You know what I'm saying?
'Cause
So
I think that's when he spent money on the tight ends more. He spent money on somewhere else.
Yep.
yeah. So I think they want to be wise in doing it. They really haven't got. So the biggest problem with New England right now is the fact they haven't got the front office together yet.
Yes.
That's the biggest problem. It has nothing to do with the players on the field right now. It has to do with the front office. And once they fix that and get a real general manager there, they, and I think that's why most people didn't want to go there, because they haven't fixed it. Nobody wants to go into that situation where it's not fixed. You know what I'm saying? Or at least you can see where it's going.
Yeah.
So I wasn't surprised.
Gotta have vision.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, so you kind of brought up who I was going to talk about next. It's your new quarterback, the guy that you drafted, Drake May, quarterback there in North Carolina. There was a lot of talk about him being one of the guys that were questionably in the top 5 as far as picks and whether he deserved it or not. People were saying that maybe someone else. He was like, he was the one guy that some people had questions for out of the quarterbacks that were drafted. Other than Michael Penix, of course, no one but the Falcons thought that he should have been drafted where he was drafted. So, and then of course JJ McCarthy, we know what he did with Michigan and that, but you guys drafted Drake May.
So glad we did not choose JJ. I'm so glad.
So my question for you guys about Drake May: what are your expectations for him, and when will he take over the starter job eventually?
I'm going to give way. I know you're going to get this question to me.
Yes.
Because I know how you're doing it, but I'm going to give way to Teddy because I really want to hear what Teddy has to say about this.
Okay. Teddy, go ahead.
I think we're going to have to establish an offensive line first, because you don't want your rookie quarterback to go out there and just get killed. So I say there's 2 spots where I think he's going to come in. Either week 5 versus the Dolphins at home, or week 9 versus the Titans. And I feel like the Titans is more of a suitable place to give him his first start, just because of the hostile environment that it's going to be, playing in a divisional game. We haven't beat the Dolphins in I don't know how long. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, I think once we get that offensive line settled and established, like, we don't know who's going to be playing guard or tackle on the right side yet. Like, it's still up in the air. So I feel like once that gets established, I feel like we can be put in a better place, Yeah, he can run, but I mean, you don't want him running his life away.
That's the fact. Tony? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Teddy.
No, I'm done.
So all right. So man, this is going to be a part of my bold predictions, right? Because I've watched him in practice and I've watched some of the things he's done, right? I would not be surprised if he's week 1 starter. I wouldn't be surprised. Right. And it's just the chemistry I see him with some of the receivers. Some of the receivers that's there, you don't see the type of chemistry. Like when you watch some of the throws that he has, you be like, okay, all right. And then they'll come back and they'll discuss it. They don't do that with Jacoby. Which is weird, right? And he's developing. Even the one person that is going to be his safety blanket has more more chemistry with him right now than he does with Brissett. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be surprised if he is week 1 starter. Right now, I'm pretty sure he won't, because those first 4 games, hey boy,
That's why I
hey
said at
boy,
least week 5.
those first 4 games, those first 4 games are going to be tough, right? They're going to be pretty tough, right? But why not throw him into the fire? Why not see what the kid has? He toughed it out down in North Carolina, and look what that team turned out to be. They started to play pretty well. It wasn't him. That defense didn't do anything when they were up. You know, if you got the lead and they keep giving it away, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, if you got the lead and the defense keeps doing that, and you keep giving them the lead. That's like that reminds me of like you coming in there and you giving the kid a lollipop, right? And as soon as it starts getting good to them, you snatch it out their mouth, and they start crying. That's Drake made a crying kid. Like, you give him everything to him, you just snatch it out the mouth or something like that. He was crying all the time. Well, I just gave it to you. But no, I think that he's better than most people think he is. He's better than Teddy thinks he is. Right?
Hopefully.
He's better than you think he is.
He's still got the footwork. It's the footwork. It's the footwork for me.
So his footwork will come, but guess who also had bad footwork when they got in the league? Thomas Brady. Okay, he didn't have great footwork when he got in the league, but I think, let me see. It's kind of like, right now it's considered probably the greatest quarterback to play the game, right?
Yeah, but he didn't win the job. He didn't win the job in training camp.
He fixed it. Well, he didn't win the job in training camp because he wasn't there picked to be the starter. I mean, you picked in the 6th round at 196. Like who thinks that you're going to be the starter? Like, no one thought that Russell Westbrook was going to be Russell Wilson was going to be the starter in I'm sorry, wrong sport. Russell Wilson is going to be the starter. Russell Wilson was going to be the starter.
I'm about to say, Brady's about to come out of there and say, "Where Russell Westbrook you talk about?"
Right? No one thought that Russell Wilson was going to be the starter either, right? Right?
I mean, I did when he got drafted.
But nobody thought he was. Like, at Wisconsin, was he really doing stuff like that at Wisconsin? He wasn't even doing that at NC State. He played well at there, but it was built around certain things, and he did make the team better. But no one really thought he was going to be, the starter of the team week 1. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So it's a difference between Tom Brady and what Tom Brady was and where he was. I mean, you got Drew Bledsoe there. He was a #1 overall pick.
And he just got paid.
Yeah, he just got paid. So do you really think they were going to make Tom Brady the starter? This isn't the same thing in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was, Carl. He was playing well. I'm not saying he wasn't, right? But nobody thought of him, looking at him as NFL talent. No one looked at someone that short. Everyone was comparing him to Doug Flutie. That's what everybody was comparing him to. They were comparing him to Doug Flutie. All right. And so no one thought he would have the career that he has right now. So that's all I'm saying. Doug Flutie had an amazing thing at Boston College too. So that made him get to the NFL. Right, drafted by a certain team. Anyway, but no. In all seriousness, like, I think that Drake May's career is going to get off with a bang. He has great talent at receiver. He has a really good tight end that's starting to really and this is the tale. They started to put him with He ain't throwing to the backups right now. They starting to mix him into the
first team reps. Yep,
first team reps. So that's one of the things that's a good tell there. When they start doing that with rookies, they're like, they see something.
Yeah.
But he definitely. I've been seeing his training camp videos, and he's been pretty accurate as well. I mean, he's made some difficult throws. I mean, he's thrown some picks too, but I mean, it's training camp. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, especially when you're going up against a really good defense in New England. New England's always, to me, I've always respected New England's defense. So
that's not going to change. And so that's what everybody thinks with that team. Like, although Belichick is gone, that's not going to change. They're still going to have a pretty good defense, top 5 in my opinion. I just gave y'all one of my bold predictions.
Especially with
right.
Like,
You know what I'm saying? They'll be a top five defense this year. Like most people don't realize what they got coming back with Christian coming back and Judon more than likely being there. You know what I'm saying? The only question we have right now on that defense is a D tackle because of Barmore.
Yeah.
That's the only real question mark they have. And I think, you know, they'll give him some blood transfusions or something like that, and he'll get those blood clots out and so like that. He'll be back on the field. Right. But they'll do whatever they're gonna do. I don't know what you do to get rid of blood clots. I'm just throwing stuff out there. But still, I still think that you know, don't underestimate that defense winning games for them like they did with Thomas Brady.
The GOAT.
Montana fans hate this.
Hey, since Carl's
with
up
a passion.
Yeah, since Carl's up here, Joe Milton, he's taking Zappy's reps, and I love it. I love it.
Who's doing it?
Joe Milton.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Joe Milton. If
he's gone,
so the one big thing that they both throw a great deep ball. The ball just comes out of Milton's hands a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's also athletic too, right? So I think that was Zappy's still there.
Yeah,
he's just not zapping anyone right now. Mm-hmm. He's sitting on there with his helmet on the sidelines.
He gets in there
and gets reps in there and stuff like that, but he's not doing any much. And it's been pretty much those three quarterbacks, Brissett, May and Milton. They've been really doing that. And actually they I think today he got reps with the first team. So
bro, you crazy, bro.
That's funny. I did want to kind of talk about Christian Barmore a little bit, because I was the one that broke the news in the chat about him with blood clots. You know, I've seen this before with Chris Bosh in the NBA, so I know how serious this can be. But I actually went and did a little bit of kind of sort of research a little bit when it comes to blood clots. So what the NFL does is if you're on blood thinners, you will not be allowed to play in the NFL at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because that's a high risk for
you.
Out.
Very high.
And you don't want that. And that's just a huge risk that the blood clots travel to the lungs, the heart, or the brain, which can cause a stroke, without the use of blood thinners. So
you remember when I had COVID?
Yep.
So when I had COVID, they rushed me back to the hospital because my heart rate was 122 beats a minute, right? Which is ridiculous. Right. Wow. And they rushed me back because of several reasons. One of those two things you just talked about, heart attack and stroke, right? But the other thing was blood clots. And because my heart was beating as what it was, it can cause clots inside of it and go to the heart, which will cause you to die pretty suddenly, right? If you Stanley Wagner, remember Stanley? That was one of the things that happened with him. He had the blood clots and they didn't realize he was clotting, and that's how he had the heart attack pass. So it is a real serious thing. So I'm happy they said it down. First of all, I'm happy they found out as early as they did, right? Because I really don't care about football when it comes down to someone's life, right? But you know, my prayers goes out to him. Hopefully he gets healthy. If he misses the first 4 games, they're definitely gonna hurt the Patriots, but it won't hurt him, you know. So yeah, you know, my prayers go out to him and his family. Hopefully it's gonna be good. And but yeah, it's a serious situation.
Very, very serious. Now we get to the fun part. We get to go game by game.
This is gonna be fun.
What are you guys going to think the Patriots records will be because of this? Again, this is knowing what you know now with Christian Barmore. More than likely he's going to miss some games, if not the entire season. But you got Christian Gonzalez coming back. There are talks that Drake may be a starting quarterback. I know I've heard that from some Patriots insiders that he looks really good in camp. So, what do you guys think is going to happen this year when it comes to your season? So, I'm not going to talk about the preseason because that doesn't matter. But first game of the season, September 8th, 1:00 p.m. Patriots go on the road to play the Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow coming back. T. Higgins is still on the team, and you got Jamar Chase as well. Joe Milton is no longer there. Joe Milton is gone now, but you still got a really good Bengals team. What happens in this game? Who wins?
I mean, it's a tough game, right? I'm not going to say it's on the road. It's a tough game. But, the one thing about the Patriots is that they always come out week one and they come out well prepared for that first game. All right. And I know that Belichick's not there no more, but I still expect him to do the same thing. It's going to be a close game, but I think Cincinnati takes this one.
I said it earlier in the week in the comments. Patriots win week one.
Why do you say that?
I think the defense. This is going to be one of the games that the defense wins.
I mean, I can see you saying that, right? I can see that. But my thing is what I saw last year against the Cowboys. All right. Okay. Of course, we ain't got the other number 10 throwing into the other team again anymore. But
running this way and throwing that way.
we don't have those situations anymore. But I can see it going both ways because it is week one. But I don't know. I think in the end that defense is going to break down from being on the field too much. And that's the reason why I gave it to Cincinnati.
Okay. Game 2. Patriots' first home game of the season. Seahawks come on the road. 1:00 p.m. Teddy, who wins this game?
The Seahawks.
Tony?
I guess we're going to differ all day, man. I do think. No, this is where I think New England's going to pick up their first win. I think they'll pick up their first win this game here, and only because I think that they're going to play a little more of a small ball type game. You know what I'm saying? I think that they can beat Seattle with ball control. No Diddy. And you can win games that way.
That's good. Oh man, game 3. First game of the division. Rival. New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers is back. I believe this is a Thursday night game.
Yeah.
Patriots go on the road to MetLife Stadium and play the Jets Jets.
You ain't got to do all that.
Who wins this game? Tony?
I'm actually going to pick the Patriots to win this game. And the only reason why I picked the Patriots to win this game is because what Aaron Rodgers are you going to get back, right? What are you going to have with when he gets back? And well, he has the same thing that happened to him last year, right? This defense is going to pressure a lot. Will he be able to with that offensive line, which is a pretty good revamped offensive line, but yet they still got to play together and have chemistry to play. It's not like your offensive line in San Francisco. So, they haven't played together. So will they gel and play well together? Now, it's a great offensive line now, man. If you look at the numbers and how they are, but can they play together? Will they know how to play off of the mistakes that other players play next to them? So I'm talking about the Jets offensive line, David.
Being great? I don't
I
agree
wouldn't
with
say. So if you look at by the prediction of talent, I think it's a pretty good offensive line, right? But will they be able to protect him? Is the question, and I don't think they will. I think the Patriots get gets what four to six sacks this game, and maybe even a pick with that game. You know, how is he gonna you know? So I just think that this will be a game that the Patriots win.
We finally agree.
What? Wow.
We finally agree. Right? I think the Patriots pull off this one as well. Just for the same reasons that Tony said. Defense is going to get after them, and we got Aaron Rodgers a year older, right? That offensive line hasn't been playing with each other for pause. That offensive line has not been with each other for long enough. So I don't know how they're going to
mesh.
Mesh, yeah.
I got you.
But yeah, I think I agree with Tony. We get around 4 to 6 sacks and a pick, and Gonzo's gonna get that pick. And he's gonna try to force one to Wilson, I think.
Okay, so I guess
Wilson's gonna go this way, and he's gonna throw it that way.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, game 4. Game 4, week 4. You go into Santa Clara to play against the NFC defending champ San Francisco 49ers, who have had some offseason issues of their own as well. Still haven't signed Brandon Ayuk to his contract that he wants, even though he's technically still due $14 million this year on the last year of his rookie contract. You got Trent Williams, who's also not in camp right now because he wants more guaranteed money. Who's to say that either one of those guys are there week 4? Don't know. With that being said, who wins this game Sunday in Santa Clara? Teddy, you first.
The 49ers. I want everything. Every piece of me wants to say the Patriots just to go against you, but I don't think the Patriots are gonna be able to beat that team.
Tony?
You know, sometimes teams have those Super Bowl loss hangovers. I think they find their medicine by the time they play New England. Now I do think that it will be a close game. I don't think that. I think I don't think it'll be a blowout. I don't think any of the games that they'll play this year will be blowouts. I think they'll be in it because their defense will keep them in it. But I do think that this would be at least a 10-point loss for New England.
Yep.
Okay. Teddy, I was definitely expecting you to say that the Patriots are going to win because of the comments you put in the chat one day. You think I forget about that?
No. I remember that comment too, but I don't know. I don't think we're gonna have what it takes that week.
We'll see. Then you play your second game in the division against the Miami Dolphins, who goes on the road to play New England. Who wins that game? Tony, I'm gonna start with you.
It's a tough game to pick, all right? And because we're at home, we typically play them well at home. But I think that that Miami will probably pull the victory out in this game.
Teddy?
Yeah, same. I'm going with the Dolphins.
Okay. Yeah, both have even records so far. Jaguars. You go on the road to play the Jaguars.
Nope, you forgot.
It's not really on the road.
You're right.
Yes. We're both on the road.
My apologies. So the Texans actually come on the road.
Yeah, I must say
the guy, the head coach I was talking about, comes in with his team with Stephon Diggs now on a new team. You still got those other wide receivers that he got. He has Joe Milton back there now. So what's going to happen when the Texans come to town and play against the Patriots?
Joe Mixon, Dave.
Joe Mixon, sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
I thought we had Joe Milton.
I meant Mixon, but yeah, who wins this game, Teddy?
I think the Texans win this game. It's going to be a close one. I think maybe 4 points, last possession type thing.
Okay. Tony? I got a feeling you're disagreeing.
I do.
I knew it.
And the only reason why I say that, like, he's a great quarterback, but I kind of expect, like I saw in that game against Baltimore, that he was starting to hit that wall, and I think that sophomore slump is probably going to be there too. They're going to have to rely a lot on Mixon, and I don't think that he's going to be able to do it in that game. I think this is one of those games where Stephon gets frustrated, and I do think that the Patriots pull out a close victory in this game.
Interesting. I know the Texans is a team I'm closely watching this year.
Me too.
Then now the Patriots go on the road to play Jacksonville in Florida. You go up against Trevor Lawrence.
Nope. We go
we go to London, don't we?
London, or is it Germany?
Germany or something like that? Yeah, I was saying we're over in.
I think it's London. Pretty sure it's London.
I thought it was London. Yeah.
Yeah, Wembley Stadium.
Yep, London.
Guys go across the country to play the Jacksonville Jaguars, who they used to call Saxonville. They haven't been that for a little while. But they went and signed Eric Armstead, who's actually on the injury report right now for the Jacksonville Jaguars, which is why the 49ers let him go. What happens in this game? We could care less about Eric Armstead, honestly. We offered him the same contract he signed, but hey, he decided to go there. What happens? They no longer have Calvin Ridley. As a team, a wide receiver you guys thought that you guys had this offseason, but he goes to the Titans. So, Tony, who wins this game?
Jacksonville. I don't think that they're going to be able to go overseas and do that overseas thing, especially since Drake will probably be starting by this game here, if not beforehand. So I'm not sure they would do that. They're going to rely a lot on Ramondre and doing that game, and it's not going to work out for them. And we don't have a great history of winning over games out of the country anyway.
No, we don't.
So.
Okay. Teddy?
And that's exactly why I'm going with Jacksonville as well. It's almost like they're the London Jaguars. Every time they go over there, they play completely different.
Mm-hmm.
I bet they wish they played us there last year.
It's all those fish and chips, mate.
And who knows? Maybe this is Mac's revenge game. Maybe that dude who's the highest paid quarterback gets hurt, and Mac's got to step in.
Who?
Trevor Mac Jones.
If Mac Jones is playing that game, New England wins by 40. Okay. All right. There will be no revenge.
Oh man. You guys know I had to say it.
I knew it.
No, but I got Jacksonville. They play completely different.
You're the only one in that jersey that misses him. Nobody misses him. Like, good riddance. They miss him as much as I miss COVID.
Oh wow.
And I don't miss COVID at all.
Oh. All right. Next week, go back home. Play the Jets again. Play the Jets again. Aaron Rodgers goes on the road to play New England. October 27th. Who wins that game? Tony?
Yes. The Jets. I mean, I think by this time they'll have everything together. And I think they'll be on a roll, probably on a win streak by then. Just judging by their schedule, I think they'll be on a winning streak by then. So I think it continues against us.
Teddy?
Yeah, I agree. Jets win this game.
All right. Right after that, you guys go and play against the team I just talked about, who got the wide receiver that you guys in Jacksonville wanted to keep, who you guys thought that you had. Go and play the Tennessee Titans on the road November 3rd. Who wins that game? Teddy?
The New England Patriots. Because who's their quarterback?
Will Levis?
It doesn't matter.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
I got the Pats winning that week.
Okay. I'm guessing you got the Pats winning too, Tony.
You don't need to come to me, bro. You already know what's happening that week.
Okay.
Who's running the ball?
Exactly.
Exactly. Exactly.
Didn't they sign what's his name from the Cowboys?
Yeah, Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying what they signed. I know it's not gonna make a difference.
I'm like, he didn't make a difference in the game when they played us last year.
That's true.
You talking about this finesse?
Carl said Tajay Spears is going to be Tajay Spears and Tony Pollard. Yeah, those are the running backs. But
we don't care. It doesn't matter.
Well, they both of them guys said it's a W. Then the week after that, you go against the number 1 overall pick and Caleb Williams and his weaponry that he now has there, because they went and got Keenan Allen. He already has DJ Moore, who just got a contract today, 4 years, $110 million, almost $83 million, fully guaranteed, $27.5 million a year. Who wins that game, Tony? It's 2 rookies. More than likely by the time it'll be 2 rookies going up against each other. Who wins?
The Patriots. So you thought I was gonna say the Bears, didn't you? You thought I was gonna say the Bears, didn't you? Right? The Patriots are gonna win this game, right? Because it doesn't really matter who they have back there, receivers, or something like that. If they can't protect them. Actually, the offensive line really wasn't that bad, right? You just had a bad quarterback behind it. All right. Yes, I said a bad quarterback behind it because you had a quarterback that was actually a running back behind that offensive line, not a quarterback.
Whoa, we got another one. We got another
Right?
one.
We got another one. Oh my God.
Got another one.
The Corey's is back there singing his praises right now if he sees this. Oh my goodness. The Corey is somebody in the chat. I don't think you haven't.
No.
You haven't encountered.
I
haven't encountered. But
you haven't encountered the DoorDash yet.
Okay, but anyway, like I said, the offensive line really wasn't that bad. But the question is like their defense is okay, but our defense is a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Our defense is a lot better, and that's why I think we'll win that game, because I think that we match up pretty well with their receiving core. I don't think their offensive line is going to match up well against our front seven. So I think that's why we win that game.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna suck seeing the USC quarterback lose to my favorite team, but it's just gonna have to happen. Patriots win this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a typical USC quarterback, though.
Hey, calm down over there.
Now he sound like 2 Commanders fans. First he sounded like Corey, now he sound like Mark.
Right?
But it's true.
Teddy, that just means don't trust anybody in DC. That's what.
Okay. Question. After what's his name? What's his name? I can't think of his name.
Mark Sanchez.
No, he wasn't. Hell no. I'm sorry.
Hey, he's got more playoff victories than like
Sam
4
Darnold?
quarterbacks combined.
No. No. What's his name? Play for the
Matt
play for the
Leinart?
Bengals. Play for the Bengals.
Oh, Carson Palmer.
Carson Palmer. After Carson Palmer, what happened after him?
Matt Leinart.
And then after him, I'm talking about in the NFL. What
Mark
happened?
Sanchez,
Mark Sanchez had a good defense. What happened after that?
Sam Darnold.
Okay, he's still in the league. Why? I don't know. But go ahead.
And now we got Caleb Williams.
Okay. I'll let you have it. I'll let you have the floor.
Caleb, you're really comparing Caleb
Oh,
to the rest of the guys. He didn't even start at USC. He started at Oklahoma.
I know, but that's where he came from. That when he got drafted, it said USC Trojans.
No, I know, but what I'm talking to Tony right now, not you. You good.
You said what now?
You're saying that he's just like all the other USC
No,
quarterbacks.
I'm not saying that. He hasn't played yet. I'm not comparing him to them. What I'm saying is that after Carson Palmer, you really look at the other quarterbacks that came out of there. What have they really done in the NFL?
Oh, nothing. Nothing.
That's what I'm
nothing
saying.
Nothing
That's all I'm
spectacular.
saying.
Okay.
I know.
They've had great receiving cores in USC that made them look really good. They're like that flashy car that you buy from a used dealership, and then when you get home, you realize that it's a bunch of junk. That's what those quarterbacks have been like.
Yeah.
Okay.
My bad, Teddy. I'm sorry. We're supposed to be on the same
USC
side. We're supposed to be on the same side here. Go ahead.
Yeah. Teddy, did you pick already?
Georgia. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I got the Patriots winning this game.
Okay. All right, so now we go to the Rams. Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp. Those guys come without, of course, Aaron Donald, who's now retired. Leonard Floyd is also gone now. He's with the 49ers, so that guy's gone now.
Had to point that out.
So what happens in this game? Does the Patriots have enough to beat the Rams, or do the Rams have enough offense to put up against the Patriots to win this game? Teddy?
I think the Rams win this game. It's just going to be just a little bit too much star power on that offensive side for the Rams.
Tony?
I don't think the offensive power is going to do much in this game as much as you think they're going to do. I think that defense will be playing at full strength. Unfortunately, it's going to cause their mistake is going to happen. It's going to cause them to lose this game. So I think the Rams will still win, but I don't think that what you think is going to happen because I'm still iffy about their offensive line. So we'll see. But
yeah,
I got the Rams winning it.
Yeah, I don't have it being a blowout. I got it being
that well. Good job.
So he probably got a call in the middle of him talking.
Even it was a Rams fan. That's all it was. A Rams fan.
Well, I could care less about them. I hope y'all win that game, honestly.
Rams fan? Was it a Rams fan?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
They're calling me about Caleb Williams over in LA.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have took that phone call. Anyway, go ahead.
Now you go where you guys have a hard time winning at, where everyone pretty much has a hard time winning at, because you go down to Miami
because they cheat.
Play against the Dolphins and that Sunset Hard Rock Stadium. That's what they call it. You go play them there, and where they have the home field advantage. Because
they cheat.
Tua, brand new contract. Jalen Waddle, brand new contract. Tyreek Hill looking to get another contract as well. But there's really no offseason questions about them other than what they had with Tua. But Tua is now signed. What happens in this game with the Dolphins at home? I know you guys had them losing the first game. Do the Patriots go on the road and win where they haven't won in a while.
No, they don't. Dolphins win this game. It hurts me to say it, but yeah, Dolphins win this game. Patriots will be wearing their navy blues, and they're going to be sweating and they're going to be tired on the sidelines because that's what the Dolphins do. They cheat. They make the opponents wear the dark uniforms, and the shadows don't go over the visitor sideline because of the way their field is constructed. But it's just the way it is.
Tony?
I don't know why I think we break the curse this year. I don't know why I think we break the curse this year, but I think we break the curse this year. And the only reason why I say that I'm still not sold on their defense, because when you lose someone like what they lost as a coordinator, like that matters a lot. You know what I'm saying? That matters a whole lot. Offensively, they'll do something. But remember, when we played them last year, it wasn't really like we lost to them. We had a lot of injuries that were going on at the time. We still stayed in those games, even there. So I don't know if we'll lose to them like you think they. I think they actually take this game.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Don't say nothing bad about us, Teddy. I saw it coming. This was me this time.
We got a Dolphins fan that's now talking. Said not sold on the defense. I'm not sold on y'all offense.
Well, I mean, that's fine. You don't have to be. The only people that have to be sold are the players on the field.
All right. I mean, he could say the same thing, but I feel you. I feel you.
Right. I figured John Mo was going to be in there somewhere. The Dolphin stuff.
Of course.
Then you go against I wouldn't even consider this a rivalry now. Neither team has really done much in the last few seasons. But the Colts against the Patriots. Yeah, Anthony Richardson coming back healthy this year.
Maybe.
Hopefully he's playing in this game because, last year that wasn't the case because he was hurt by this week.
Please don't bring up last year's game.
Yeah, sorry. Gardner Minshew is no longer here. Gardner Minshew is now with the Raiders. What happens with the Colts and Patriots? Tony, Patriots are at home.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. It's a lot tougher than most people think it's going to be, just because if Richardson is there, he actually brings a different dynamic to that team. But I still think New England wins this game.
Oh, wow. Okay. Teddy?
Yeah, I think New England wins this game as well.
Okay. Getting somewhere. Play against
going into the bye week.
Yep, going into the bye week. So now
feeling good.
Bye week.
Let me say something about this, right? This is the latest I've ever seen the Patriots go into a doggone bye week. Like,
seriously.
I saw the schedule and I was like, geez, Monique. Like,
hey, look, I was looking at the schedule and I kept going game by game. I said, okay, where's the bye week? Where's the bye week? Dang. Always to this.
I was like, oh wow. All right. So now they think we need time off. What are they gonna do in December?
Talk about player safety.
That's why we need those 2 bye weeks.
Exactly. Oh man. So bye week comes. Now you play against the Arizona Cardinals, who have one of the dynamic wide receivers that were in this draft this year. This was a wide receiver heavy draft this year. With Romo Duzier in Washington, then you have Marvin Harrison Jr. and a plethora of other wide receivers. And Marvin Harrison Jr. is with the Cardinals. With Kyler Murray coming back. We know Kyler Murray usually plays bad after October. That's when Call of Duty kind of sort of comes out. So he was the one guy that actually had it in his contract where he had to not play Call of Duty by a certain time. So What happens in this game? Are the Cardinals as bad as everyone says they are, or do they find some rhythm with Kyler and Marvin, and do they beat the Patriots with the Patriots coming off of a bye?
Kyler Murray breaks his contract, plays COD till 2 o'clock in the morning, loses this game against New England.
Okay, Tony.
He could have never picked up a controller and they still lose this game. Okay. that team isn't great at all. And I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean the coach is great and stuff like that, but they gotta find a quarterback. I'm not saying that Kyler isn't great, but he's not gonna be what they need there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not what they need. And that whole running around and doing all what he wants to do in there, that's not gonna happen against New England. He's not gonna be able to do it. The linebackers are too quick. So yeah, it's a victory for New England.
All right. Next up, getting to the nearing the end. 2 of the last 3 games you played this team, and now you play them here on the road in Buffalo around this time where it's very cold. It's probably snowy, but both teams are used to this. So, Josh Allen loses most of his receiving core. Stephon Diggs is gone. Gabe Davis is gone, but he gets Keon Coleman from Florida State University, who I really like as a wide receiver. What happens in this game? Does Josh Allen, pull it out and win this game? Or is he the guy that threw all those interceptions last year? Teddy, you first.
I think the Bills are going to have a bad season. I predicted the fallout last year, and everybody called me crazy. I said Diggs needs to stop complaining and all this, and he just kept doing it, and it finally reached its breaking point. Diggs is in Houston. Josh Allen is going to have to run around and try to be Superman, and he's not going to win this game. The Patriots win this game.
Tony.
Yeah. Did you guys remember, David, do you remember the topic that we dropped the other day? We put Tua in and we dropped the topic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Remember we dropped that topic?
Yeah, the Josh Allen topic. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That topic means something because I think he's going to probably lead the league in interceptions this year.
It's going to be bad.
I think he's going to lead the league. He's going to try to force things. He has the arm to try to do it, but I think he's going to try to force things. I don't think he's going to be able to do it against this defense. He doesn't have the weapons that he had beforehand. They're going to have to rely on the running game a whole lot more than they did beforehand. And I'm not sure you're going to be able to run against this Patriots defense. Right? The one thing they're going to do is stop the run. Okay, so I think that Buffalo loses this game. I also don't like the fact that we play them in the manner of how we play them too. That is anywho. I think hilarious.
That's one of the funniest trolls.
I know, right? But no, I think that I think we're gonna win this game.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you go and play the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh is back in the NFL. But there's some questions at receiver for the Chargers because Quentin Johnson seems to be looking bad, worse and worse every single training camp practice. But they did go and get J.K. Dobbins as a running back to help out in this backfield. What happens in this game? Chargers are on the road December 29th. Who wins? Tony?
I think the Chargers stay in San Diego. Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna win. Like I think they may be competitive in the West, but I don't know how they win. I don't know how they win, games with the personnel that they have. I think that they're just like New England is probably going to be in a rebuilding status. with that team. And I think they're worse off than we are. With even though Jim Harbaugh is not really a first-year coach, he's been in the league beforehand. But I think that there's been a lot of really bad personnel moves with that team.
Big time.
Right. And I think New England wins this game.
Okay. Teddy?
Yeah, I got New England winning this game as well. I don't think the Chargers are going to have what it takes to come into New England at that time of the year and pull off a win.
Okay. Last game of the season. Patriots are at home playing against the Bills. We just talked about them. Who wins this game? This could be, from what I see, this could be a playoff kind of game, depending on what you guys' records have. So, Tony, do you guys win this game? And where do you see the team at after this win?
I don't see us winning this game. I don't see us winning this game here. I think that they hit the wall during this game right here. I do think that they'll still be in that talk for playoffs. I don't think they make it, but I do think that that Buffalo wins this game.
Teddy.
Yeah, same. I got Buffalo winning this game as well. With the season ending on, obviously ending on a loss, but on a good note with Drake May being the starting quarterback going into next year.
Okay, so I have the records here. So Teddy has the Patriots going 8-9. Tony has them going 10-7. All right. That definitely, I wasn't expecting that many games from the, or at least not 10. 7, 8, 6 around that. I was kind of figuring y'all guys might go there, but hey, you caught me up with a couple games. Last but not least, now we want to get your bold predictions. Tony, I know you kind of already talked about yours, so I'm gonna save you for last. Teddy, what are your bold predictions for the 2024 New England Patriots in this NFL season?
Gerard Mayo, Coach of the Year. Because of what he was able to do. First-year guy with a rookie quarterback, having to deal with everything that he's been dealing with for the past couple years. And I also think that the Patriots have a top 7 defense in the league.
Okay. Not mad at that defensive prediction. I think that can definitely happen. Top 10 for sure. So I could definitely see that. Tony, I know you already talked about your bold predictions, but say it again and explain your bold predictions.
Okay, so the first one, I think that that May is going to be the week 1 starter. And the only reason why I say that is just what I've seen him do in practice. I've seen him play exceptionally well. I think Teddy, you and the footwork thing, I get why you say that, but I think that it's not going to be an issue. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, he's going to have happy feet back there with that offensive line until the offensive line starts to play well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think that Polk is a 1,000-yard receiver. That's one of my bold predictions this year.
I think that.
I think he'll be a 1,000-yard receiver. I like the way he's playing. I like the way he attacks the ball when the ball's in the air. I think he has something to prove. He thinks he should have been picked higher, and I think he's going to have that Randy Moss mentality when it's in there. I also, like I said beforehand, one of my things is I think that you say top 7. I think there'll be a top 5 defense, and I think they'll probably lead the league in interceptions this year.
Oh,
Yeah, I definitely wanted to. I was wondering why you guys didn't talk about Jalen Polk enough. Yeah, he's the other guy from Washington that was in this draft.
yeah.
Another one of those receivers that were highly sought after. What do you guys think about him? Do you think what kind of an impact do you think he has on the season with Jalen Polk in New England, with Drake May and the New England Patriots?
Dude's a stud, man. Like Tony said, he goes up and gets the ball. He had one-handed catch the other day at practice, down the sideline, able to keep his feet in. I mean, kid's nice. He definitely he came out and said to have your popcorn ready, and Mayo was like, now he's got to back up what he said. So it's on him to go prove people wrong.
Tony?
The banner is really nice too. Oh, okay.
I didn't even see that.
I was like, what?
Thank you. I came up with the title myself.
Polka dot.
Good job. Well, no. So the one thing about him that I like about him is that even if you see him in practice, you notice that he's playing with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Right. He thinks that every receiver that got picked ahead of him isn't better than him. That's how that's his mentality, right? And he's going in practice and he's playing like so. Now, don't Baker's going to be good too. I see both of them making the team. I see somebody not making the team, JJ Schuster. Just saying, right? I don't see, you have to get out there and show what you are. The one thing that Belichick really wasn't good at is when he signed a player, he kept him because he didn't want to be wrong. Yeah. I don't think that they're going to make that same mistake with this guy, with Schuster. I can see them. I think he's being shopped around already. I think it's very easy after watching how Polk played, knowing that Bourne's coming back, knowing that we have all the other weapons at receiver that we have, having KJ there too, having KJ there. I think that is very easy to shop him around, which is why I wouldn't be surprised if he's gone. And the one person we know is going to probably get re-signed is Judon. They'll do his contract and do everything with his contract, but Schuster is probably going to be gone. He'll be the one guy, and that does not make the 53 man. He won't even make the practice squad because they don't need that type of energy in there. It's the same thing that happened when, unfortunately, they made the decision of letting Cam go like they did. Mm-hmm. You don't want that kind of energy there on the team. So that's how I feel about that. But Polk is going to be he'll be 1,000-yard receiver, probably somewhere in the 70 to the 75 to 90 catch range, in that range there. But he'll break some, and once that guy gets in open field, he's tough in open field. So
yeah, that was a kind of like a throw-in question that I thought about because I was like, Jalen Polk, I don't hear too much about him, so I want to see what you guys thought about him. I actually think that he will be very well with you guys. With him, KJ Osborne, and Kendrick Bourne, I think you have those three guys out there. You don't need Juju, so not mad at that.
Well, don't leave. Like I said, don't leave.
I know
Baker out of that.
I'm not leaving him out. I'm just talking about the guys that are more so known than he is.
Yeah, but he's having a great chance.
Pop Douglas too.
Yes, yeah.
All right. Well, that's the show, man. You guys did awesome today. Glad to hear what you guys talked about. Got your predictions, and I wrote them down. So
I got it.
So that's going to be interesting to see this season. Last words for you guys. What's the message you got for the Patriots and whatever else?
Yeah, Patriots, don't disappoint me too much this year. I'm not going in with very high hopes, but I also don't want to be a team that just loses every game. That's why I got us going 8-9. Sign Judon. Do what you got to do. Figure it out. Because him leaving practice today wasn't a good look. Especially after the conversation with Mayo. He was just chilling there in street clothes. Wasn't even in pads or anything like that. So, I mean, definitely got to figure that out. Make sure you guys tune into BWT. We're on in like 10, 15 minutes. Dave, we got a trade deadline recap.
Yep.
So don't go anywhere. Make sure you click the link in the description and keep following, because Refuse to Lose is gonna keep taking over. You know what I mean? The AFC East panel was one of the top panels in the.
And who hosted that one? And who was a part of that?
Exactly. So
they know what we could do.
Exactly. So run this video up, share it to every Pats fan that you know, share it to every NFL fan you know, and let's have a good year.
Let's get it. Tony?
Now, I can very well see my records flipping. I can see the team going 7-10 and going 10-7, right? It's just going to depend on how they play. They need to play loose, right? They need to be structured but loose, right? The problem with them is that they were afraid to make mistakes. You don't learn unless you make mistakes.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that this team can be really well. It's going to be a well-coached team. Alex is putting in a phenomenal offensive scheme that I've noticed with some of the things he's doing there. So I think it's going to be a better team than most people think it is. Is it going to be a winning team? Time will tell, right? We'll see what happens with them. But I think you're going to see a team that's going to be more loose, a team that will still be disciplined, but it's going to have its trials and tribulations, right? I keep bringing in the biblical stuff in there, Joe. You hear that, Joe? That was for you, Joe. Anyway, but yeah, it just go play football, and play, the Patriot way. Hey, once again, like I always say, it is always a pleasure and an honor to be on this show, to be on R12 at any point in time. This is one of the best platforms that I see out there. I see a lot of people trying to duplicate it, but it's often duplicated but can't be replicated. You know what I'm saying? So this is a great show. Keep up the great work, Teddy. Good luck to you this year, my friend. And the Yankees still suck. Anyway. Thanks, guys.
What a way to end the show. Definitely excited about this. Can't wait to see these videos clipped up and the reels that come after this show.
Yep.
Other than that, I'm glad to be able to host it tonight, and we will see you guys next time. Peace. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.